Morning. This is call number 2021-32717. In the interest of Ronnie and Rain Dominguez, all parties and witnesses, please raise your right hands to be sworn. Unmute yourselves and turn on your video. Okay. You raise your right hands to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Mr. Dominguez?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the children.
My name is Emily Elizondo, and I'm their mother.
All right, sir, please state your name and your relationship to the children.
My name is Ryan Dominguez, and I am their father.
And representing the state of Texas,
Andrea Perard.
court will note that the presumed father, Adolfo Razo Olivares, is not present. Mr. Olivares was personally served on June 15, 2021 at 5:31 p.m. at 511 West Humboldt Street in Baytown, Harris County, Texas. And further, he appeared and signed an order for parentage testing, which contained therein an order setting hearing for today, and he has not appeared or checked in. Is that correct, Ms. Perard?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, we'll proceed by default.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Your Honor, at this time, the state would also ask you to take judicial notice of the DNA test reports. There are two reports, and they are as to Mr. Dominguez and the children Ronnie and Rain. And there's a report that indicates that he is the father. Mr. Dominguez is the father of the child, Ronnie, but is excluded as the father of the child, Rain.
All right, I've got a DNA test report which would indicate that the alleged father, Ryan Dominguez, is not excluded as biological father of the child, Ronnie Dominguez. Was there another one?
Yes, Your Honor, there should be a second
Oh,
one.
here it is. Also, that he is also not excluded as biological father of the child, Rain Dominguez. All right. And those are the children that are the subject of this suit.
Judge, I believe he is excluded as the father for the child, Rain.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is excluded. Yes. All right.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that I had that correct. And on the record, Your Honor, the DNA test results have not come back as to the presumed father in regarding, but based on the positive DNA, it's rebutting that presumption as to Ronnie. As for Rain, the presumption will remain intact.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. And at this time, the parties are in agreement to all terms in the court order between themselves. And therefore, we are only defaulting the presumed father in this case. So if I may read the agreement between Mr. Dominguez and Ms. Elizondo in the record, and then ask them if that is their agreement, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, both parties are in agreement that Mr. Dominguez is going to be named the father of the child, Ronnie, and the surname will remain as Dominguez. They're also in agreement that Mr. Dominguez is excluded as the father of the child, Rain, and therefore the presumption of paternity for Mr. Razo Olivares does remain intact for that child, Rain, until we receive any DNA test results which would rebut that. As for conservatorship as to Ronnie, the parties will be joint managing conservators, with the mother designating the geographic restriction to a Harris and contiguous counties. The parties are in agreement to a standard possession order. In regards to child support and medical support, the mother will maintain government medical assistance for the child, and the father will reimburse the state at $56 beginning May 1st of 2022. Child is being based on the minimum wage presumption, and that will be set at $215 beginning May 1st of 2022. No retroactive child support, medical support, or dental is requested. And That concludes the order, Your Honor. If I may call my first witness.
All right.
The state would call Miss Elizondo. Ma'am, you heard me read the terms of the order into the record. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're in agreement to all the terms, specifically between you and Mr. Dominguez as to the child Ronnie. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you believe that that order is in the best interest of the child Ronnie?
Yes, ma'am.
I pass this witness, Judge.
All right, Mr. Dominguez, do you have any questions of Miss Elizondo?
No, sir, I don't. I do
All right.
not.
Okay. Go ahead, Ms. Ferrari.
State calls Mr. Dominguez. Mr. Dominguez, did you hear me read the terms of this order into the record?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, and you're in agreement to all of those terms. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you believe that those terms are in the best interest of the child Ronnie and that you are being established as the father of the child Ronnie?
Correct.
I pass this witness, Your Honor.
Ms. Elizondo, do you have any questions of Mr. Dominguez?
No, sir.
Anything further, Ms. Ferrari?
Nothing further, State Rest, Your Honor.
All right, the court will approve the order submitted. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Y'all have signed the order, so y'all free to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
Ms. Sharma, are you handling the Turner Beasley matter?
Yes, Judge. Good morning.
Good morning. This is cause number 2021-52117 in the interest of Messiah Royalty, Cynthia Turner Beasley. All parties and witnesses, please mute yourselves and raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
My name is Annie Mae Beasley, and Messiah Royalty is my son.
All right, and for the state?
Anita Sharma for the state, Your Honor.
Code will note that the non-custodial parent Royal Turner is not present. Mr. Turner was personally served on September 7th, 2021 at 12:26 p.m. at 1302 Castle Glen Drive in Houston, Harris County, Texas. It appears he's not filed an answer or made an appearance. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
We'll proceed by default.
Yes, Judge. I would like to call Miss Annie Mae Beasley.
All right.
Miss Beasley, how old is your child that we are here in court for today?
He's 3,
And who is his father?
Royal Turner.
And there has been a history of domestic violence between you and the father. Is that correct?
Yes.
And isn't it also true that Mr. Turner has spent some time in jail due to an assaultive charge against you?
Yes.
During that time, would you say that the child was subject to harm or injury as well?
Yes.
And are you asking the court to find that there is a legal relationship between Mr. Turner and your child?
Yes.
And how do you know Mr. Turner is the father of your child?
I ain't been with no one but him.
And due to the assaultive violence that we discussed earlier, are you asking the court to make you the managing conservator of the child?
Yes.
And you're asking the court to appoint Mr. Turner as the possessory conservator of the child?
Yes.
And is it your testimony today that you do not want Mr. Turner to have any access to your child at all?
Yes.
Does that include, you also do not agree with supervised visits, correct?
Yes.
And you also do not agree to domestic relation office supervising visits with Mr. Turner and your child?
Yes.
Ms. Turner, can you tell me why?
Because man is not in his right mind because he's out there on them drugs, and every time I have my child around him, it's dangerous. Like he's trying to fight with me. He's trying to break something out of my, like flatten my tires, break my windows. I even have videos on where he came over here and took furniture off of my patio and throwing them and bringing people over my place of residence with my kids. Not only my kids was here, but my niece and nephews was here at the time he was doing it. He peed on my door while the kids was inside and brought them people over here to my house. He's dangerous. I left that man when I was 4 months pregnant. I have pictures where he tore up my house, where he kicked down my door when I was in my old apartment. He's just dangerous, and I don't want my son nowhere around that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And has he previously tried to kidnap your son from you?
That when he got that charge, he did. He tried
Okay.
to.
And do you know where he is currently employed?
I do not.
And you understand that the court is going to order child support and medical support based on minimum wage due to lack of employment?
Yes.
And you also understand that Mr. Turner may have other child support obligations, specifically 2 other children that we're giving him credit for on this case, correct?
Yes.
And how is your child covered under health insurance?
Medicaid.
And you agreed to maintain that medical insurance for your child?
Yes.
And are you asking the court to have Mr. Turner reimburse that at $21 a month beginning May 1?
Yes.
And you agree to pay any uncovered health costs equally with Mr. Turner?
Yes.
And are you asking the court to order current child support at $179 a month beginning May 1?
Yes.
And are you asking that court costs be billed to Mr. Turner?
Yes.
And due to the previous assault charge and violence against you, are you asking the court to keep a non-disclosure finding so your address is confidential?
Yes.
And have you reviewed and signed this order today?
Yes.
And do you believe it's in the best interest of your child?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. I pass this witness.
All right, the court will approve the order submitted. Thank you.
Thank you.